Sorry for the interruption. We are using Hadoop. We are using Zoom. The free version, it allows only for 40 minutes maximum. So that 40 minutes went so soon. And of course, Arpita, it is your turn. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, please go ahead, Arpita.
Sir, 1 second, sir.
Yes. We are waiting. Now 40 minutes are there for you. Okay. I have
Okay.
started new session so that 40 seconds more we'll have. Yeah.
The below diagram gives you a pictorial representation of HDFS. Next, the question arises is why HDFS? Why should we go for HDFS when we have all other file systems? The major advantage of HDFS is the reason why we go for HDFS is in the be very large and the amount of data we get is it will be in around 1000 TB to 1 PB, and the velocity would be very high. When we use our machines, our machine may easily outgrow these velocity as well as the size of the data. This is where we get a solution, that is DFS, distributed file system. In distributed file system, we are going to manage the data or keep the data through network. We connect several computers together. We make a cluster of computers and data is stored in the form of network. When we go for network, of course, there arises a complications on network, wherein the Hadoop comes into the picture. The Hadoop resolves the network complications. Next is the features of HDFS. The feature of HDFS are cost, variety and volume of the data, reliability and fault tolerance, data integrity, high throughput. Firstly, the cost of the data. As I said, we are going to use the commodity hardware which are inexpensive and which are easily available to us. That becomes the major advantages of HDFS. The second is variety and volume of the data. Here, variety of the data is the structured, unstructured, as well as the semi-structured data. And we are going to get the data through email, PDF, pictures, videos, audios. We are going to get the data from multiple resources. And the volume of the data. Volume of the data is, it will be in 1000 TB or more than 1000 TB of data. The HDFS is able to manage all such kind of data. The third is reliability and fault tolerance. Also, the scalability is also supported by HDFS. Fault tolerance is achieved using data replications. As Sir said in the previous class, the data would be stored in many systems. The data replications is maintained so that any loss of the data could be resolved. Reliability and scalability is also supported by HDFS. The scalability is whenever we are going to maintain the data in the form of network, we could add the systems into the network. Many systems can be added and the data could be maintained on many systems. Even though a single a system failed to fail, when a system get failed, the whole system, the functionality of the system would be proper. And this is the one. This is also a major advantages of HDFS. Then comes to data integrity. Data integrity can be maintained by using the checksum of the data, which is written on each block. The last thing is the high throughput rate. High throughput is nothing but the amount of work done in an unit time that can be achieved by parallel processing. Here, the task is divided among several blocks, and that can be accessed parallelly. Even though there are many advantages of HDFS, there are few limitations or few drawbacks of HDFS, few areas where HDFS doesn't work well. That is low latency data access and small file problem. Low latency data accesses, there are few applications where it needs milliseconds to work to get the data, to get access to the data. For such kind of applications, the HDFS doesn't work well. And the small file problem is when we maintain a huge amount of data, and when the data is very small, for such kind of data, the we need to access the data, we need a lot of seek time as well as lot of movement among the systems, that is from one node to another node. This is one of the inefficient data access pattern. So this is the limitations of HDFS. You could ask me that why I have taken only so much of content to explain. That is, whenever we take up some of the topic, whenever we learn a new topic, the question that should arise into our mind is, what is the topic all about? Why should we go for that topic or that technique? And what is the advantages of that technique, as well as the drawbacks, and where we are going to apply the particular technique? And I could also give you the statistic that which all the companies has adopted this HDFS. That is, Facebook has claimed 21 bytes of data, that is more than 100 PB of data. And also Yahoo, which has occupied 1 lakh CPUs in over 40,000 servers. So this is all about HDFS. Thank you, sir.
It was wonderful presentation, Arpita. So nobody expected that you could do it on a mobile phone. Huh? It was really very good. And next comes, I think, if somebody voluntarily comes, we can accommodate them. So anybody is there to give? I think Abhilash, can you take up? Abhilash, are you listening? Abhilash? I think you are on mute, Abhilash. You can unmute and you can talk. Anushruta, can you talk? I'll give you a topic similar to this. Anushruta?
Yes, sir.
Anushruta, yes. I'll give you a topic.
Yes, sir, I'll take up.
Good. So, various components of Hadoop ecosystem. Okay. So, that is your topic. You can present it. Okay. If you need time. So, next class we are having on Tuesday, right? Tomorrow
Yes,
I have
Wednesday.
one class. Tomorrow it will be very short.
Wednesday, sir, I guess.
Wednesday, yeah. Wednesday you can deliver, Anushruta. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure.
Yeah. So that is various technologies that are there in a Hadoop ecosystem. Okay. What are their purposes? That is what are their they are used for, all those things. So that's all for today's class. Happy weekend, and so stay safe. Okay. Thank you for attending the class.
Thank you, sir.